Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Sunday, the 13th of July 2025. In today's Mill news, we shall start off with this because the main story of the day is actually quite involved and there's a lot to get through, so we're going to do that after. We're going to do this first, which is just the news that the Lions have headed for Spain. They flew out there. Luckily, they didn't fly out from Southend Airport because there was tragically a light plane crash there, and it was the plane crashed soon after takeoff and engulfed in a massive fireball, and I can't imagine anyone survived that. And I'm not sure, but I think Jamie Philpott, the former Millwall player, may have been at a nearby golf course because someone named James Philpott gave a statement to the BBC because there's a golf course next to it and that had to be evacuated. So yeah, they have made it safely there. They're there now, and they were doing some training. They posted up a video on Twitter, a short little video on Twitter. So obviously everyone's got their magnifying glasses out and they're inspecting, who's involved in training. The players that weren't involved in the game at Crystal Palace the other day or yesterday. They didn't seem to be any of those there. So Danny Mack, Femi Aziz, etc., etc. And in terms of the youngsters, it looks like all of the youngsters that were involved in that game, or most of them, have made it out there. I saw Beaumont, Howland, Lamptey, and various others. So we'll have to wait and see when a team gets announced on Tuesday. So talking of that, so here we go. So Mill head to Spain this weekend to begin their 25-26 overseas pre-season training camp from Sunday onwards. millfc.co.uk will be situated inside the Lions Sanctum, bringing you all the news, training galleries and more, including Millwall TV Plus exclusives. So there you go, they're out there as well. Furthermore, nevertheless, Alex Neil's side will play two friendly fixtures at the Pinatar Arena, one against Northampton Town on Tuesday night, kick-off 7 p.m. local time, and one against Elche CF on Friday morning, kick-off at 10:30 local time. Local time that means Spanish time. So if you're not in Spain, then that's not your local time. That's not where you live. It's where the game in Spain. With spectators allowed to purchase tickets and watch, these matches will also be streamed on Millwall TV. Huzzah! So both of them will be. I think we knew that. Did we not? Now, will that be a match pass situation, or are they just gonna put it on Millwall TV for everyone to watch? I don't know. Pinatar Arena do have their own YouTube channel, and they have shown live games on that before. So that would be interesting. They could have done it through that way, really. And then I don't know if Millwall TV get it streamed for free from Pinatar Arena. It's just like part of the service, I imagine. They're paying a lot of money to be there, I'd imagine. Right, so obviously the club previously have announced the kickoff times for local in the local time, because obviously they're talking to the fans that maybe want to go out there and watch the games. For those of us remaining in the Great British area, the time for us is listed here. So this is the time if you're in Great Britain and Northern Ireland. This is your time, British summertime. It's 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Nice, sunny, probably hot as well. It might cool down by Tuesday a little bit, I think. I think it's going to be 26, 25, something like that. Friday, now the Friday one, this is the one. Annoyingly, it's probably the more interesting of the games, because this is a team that got promoted from the Segunda Division in Spain to La Liga. They're going to be in the top division in Spain, so they're clearly a good team. Certainly, I would imagine better than Northampton Town. No offence, Northampton Town. But that game's at 9:30 a.m, so I guess it's on a Friday though, so I imagine those of you office bods who work from home, you'll be pretty okay with that, you'll be able to watch it, no problem, I'd imagine. But for everyone else, especially if you're at school or stuff, how you're probably gonna have to watch it, later on, which they do full match replays. So the other day, the video yesterday, I told you that Crystal Palace had put highlights up on their YouTube channel. Millwall put the highlights and a full match replay on Millwall TV. So I don't know whether that's on Millwall TV or Millwall TV Plus, because I have Millwall TV Plus. So if I log into my Millwall profile, it will come up as Millwall TV Plus. So I can't really tell. I know that it's on Millwall TV Plus because I have it, but then I don't know if it's got on the basic, just a normal profile. So I can't really. I guess I could start. I could register with another profile to check it, but I can't be bothered, really. I just can't be bothered. So yeah, this is the time in English, not Spanish, where you need to watch these games, and there you go. One day, 18 hours and 54 minutes to go. Joy. Now, if you are going out there, if you're already out there, please take care. Please take care. There is something going on there. Obviously, this kind of thing's happening quite a lot of places around the world right now. We have anti-migrant. Well, what is this from? This is from the Telegraph via MSN. Obviously, the words are they're crafted in a certain way, shall we say, to clearly tell a story. Whether that's what's really happening, we don't know. So anti-migrant violence erupts in Spanish town after pensioner attacked. So this is in the Murcia region. It's in Torre Pacheco. And so a 60-year-old man got bashed up by a load of Moroccans. Apparently just for kicks, not really any reason. And now other people have not taken too kindly to that, shall we say. And the police, of course, stepped in, and they're the ones getting attacked by both sides now. And there you go. And seemingly the Murcian government's response is to give out free houses to migrants, which they have had to cancel because obviously that is quite a stupid idea to do. But there you go. So Torre Pacheco, here's the thing. This is where it is. You see it there? It's in the centre, bottom centre. Torre Pacheco. It's inland. San Pedro del Pinatar, that's where the stadium is. But, apparently, I did a little check. This is around 20 miles away from where we're playing. So I don't know if anyone's, if you're going out there on a cheap, you're looking for a place to stay. Did you book in Torre Pacheco? I'm not sure, good luck to you if you did, yes. But yeah, do be careful, do be prepared, especially if you've got kids with you and stuff like that, have plans in place, if you get separated, where you're going to meet up afterwards, if there's an incident, and you'll have to kind of scatter, and that kind of thing, and watch out, if you're in a bar or stuff, where are the exits, how many exits, you go in one way, is there another exit out, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, and do be careful, because it's kicking off out there. Although they did say it kind of died down now, so we'll wait and see. And now, moving on to the main event of today's video. FootballLeagueWorld.co.uk, they've written up a story based on I believe it's a Patreon post by Alan Nixon on today. He does put out his stuff on Sunday. So Millwall FC eyeing up Man United goalkeeper, ex-Luton Town and Everton stoppers also on the radar. So here we go. So we're clearly trying to sign another goalkeeper. I think we were it was Rumoured before that we were trying to sign the Aston Villa kid on loan. Very good goalkeeper. Because obviously Jensen is injured, so it would make sense to get a loan in rather than a permanent, because you're like, unless you get a guy in on a year's deal, what's the point in doing that? But here we go. So let's have a read of this. So Millwall FC have eyed up potential moves for Radek Vitek, Tim Krul, and Yal Virginia, as Alex Neil looks to add to his goalkeepers union at the Den during his first pre-season in charge. That is according to a fresh update from Alan Nixon via Patreon, with the Lions continuing their preparation for the upcoming Championship season, which gets underway against the Scots' former club, Norwich City, at Carrow Road on August the 9th. The South London outfit currently have 3 senior shot-stoppers on their books, with Max Crocombe recently joining Lucas Jensen and George Evans in this particular department. However, with Jensen still recovering from a long-term Achilles injury, there is still scope for Neil to add either further youth or experience, depending on whose signature he is likely to pursue in the remainder of the current summer window. So Alex Neil draws up a 3-man shortlist as Millwall FC look to add further goalkeeping reinforcements. The aforementioned Jensen was signed from Lincoln City last summer, and after a record of 14 shutouts in his first 41 second-tier appearances, ruptured his Achilles prior to the club's 4-1 away defeat at the hands of Blackburn Rovers on Easter Monday, with Evans seeing out the campaign between the sticks before penning a new long-term contract at the beginning of the month. Crocombe's signing was confirmed last month, and with the goalkeeping situation at the Den still somewhat up in the air, Vitek, Krul and Virginia have been eyed as further reinforcements. Nixon's update states that Neil is keen on moving for Vitek of Manchester United, although a place in the starting lineup for the 21-year-old Czech isn't guaranteed. Vitek, who has also had a stint at Accrington Stanley, who are they exactly, in the 23-24 season, spent last season on loan in the Austrian Bundesliga with Blau-Weiß Linz, keeping 6 clean sheets in his 26 appearances, as they ended up finishing 6 out of 12 teams in the division. Krul, who is now a free agent following his release from Luton Town after the Hatters' back-to-back relegations, is being viewed as an alternative option. His locality in relation to the capital potentially hands Neil a boost in this particular pursuit, whilst Virginia is also available on a free transfer after departing Everton at the end of last season. It was reported in May that Ruben Amorim is preparing to offload Vitek from the books of Old Trafford, despite an impressive season with BV Lens, with Il Arison and Matej Kovar favoured by the Portuguese as future long-term options. Meanwhile, the only sums of cash aside from the capital would have to part with for Krul and Virginia as wages, which according to Capology estimates equated to 25k and 7.5k per week, respectively, although the Dutchman has much greater experience to call upon, having made 222 Premier League appearances whilst keeping 52 clean sheets and 2 Championship promotions on his CV, alongside 15 senior caps for the Netherlands. Therefore, Neil has somewhat of a dilemma on his hands, and the most cost-effective option could make the greatest amount of sense in this instance, allowing for greater investment in other areas of the squad. So, what's going on? Let's have a look. Obviously, Tim Krul, I imagine most of you know Tim Krul. If you don't know that, he has won this division. He won it with Norwich. I think he's won it twice. He was quite famously subbed in, I believe, in a World Cup game. It was a knockout game. It went to penalties. And before it went to penalties, he was subbed in. And he won the penalty shootout. So, there is that. He's 37 years old. He's going to be 38 next year. Ooh. So, this is his games in his career. I think it's just mostly league games. Oh no, there's no FA Cup games. There are Football League Cup games, League Cup games. So, you can see at the top, it says 23-24 Luton 2 appearances in the League Cup. Yes, quite literally. Now, you would imagine, well, what happened last season, 24-25? He did not make any appearances last season. Yeah, really. So, yeah, I mean, let's have a look at that. So this is his page from Wikipedia. So you can see here. So last season, 24-25, Championship, no games in the Championship. The middle one, so the first two is Championship, starts and sub, and then the next two is FA Cup starts and sub, and the next two are League Cup starts and sub, or other cups starts and sub. No, that's League Cup, and then the one with the line is other cups, because obviously Championship teams and Premier League teams don't play in other cups, really, do they? Unless they're in the Europe and stuff like that. So this season, last season, for Luton, as they got relegated, he didn't play any games. He didn't play a single game. Not one single game. The season before that, he played 4 games in the FA Cup and 2 games in the League Cup. So 6 games. The season before that, which was his last season at Norwich, 23-24. Oh, that's the same season. Okay. Okay. I thought that was 3 different seasons. Okay, my bad. That's the same season. So I guess he started at Norwich and then moved to Luton when they were in the Premier League. So there you go. So they signed him. I guess for his experience, they thought he was good enough to play in the Premier League, or at least be part of a Premier League squad. And they played him 6 times in the Cups, and they didn't play him in the Championship. Now, why is that? Were they trying to get rid of him? Were they trying to move him on? Obviously, they got relegated. Kind of weird that they didn't play him at all, even as they were going down. Obviously, if you're trying to do a deal and it's not being done, you wouldn't cut your nose off to spite your face if he's good enough to be a first team player. Like, you would play him, and then obviously if he plays well, maybe he'll get moved somewhere else. So let's have a look now. He's got no team. You got no team. This is the games that he's been involved in last season. So this is from SofaScore.com. The reason why we're using that is it tells us that he was on the bench. That means a bench. There's a park bench. He's on the bench. So he was on the bench for most of the games, starting from October, I believe. So obviously the window closed on the 1st of September. So what happened? Was he injured, or were they literally trying to get rid of him? And then that didn't happen. And they figured, well, we'll put him on the bench then. I don't know. But give me a second. Okay, you should be able to see it now. His ratings. So, obviously, 24-25, he did not play a single game for anybody. He was just on the bench. And we have, so the season before, when he played the 6 games, 4 games in the FA Cup, 2 games in the FA Cup, for Luton, as they were a Premier League team, got pretty decent ratings. But he's only kept 1 clean sheet, and he conceded 8 goals. That's goals conceded. That's clean sheet. He's conceded 8 goals in 4 games. In the EFL Cup, plays 2 times. Didn't keep a single clean sheet. He's conceded 3 goals. So there is that. Now, one thing as well. You see Norwich there, and you think, well, Norwich, obviously Alex Neil. Alex Neil left Norwich before he joined them. I believe Alex Neil left Norwich in 17. So Tim Krul joins them in 18-19. So I don't think they know each other. So there's not that angle, to be fair. So yeah, this isn't. Now I imagine if we are signing him, it's to sign him again to be a number 2, to be on the bench. Maybe we give him the cup games, but Luton didn't win the cup games last season. So yeah, that's a bit of a no from me, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. What about you? I think probably a little bit too much, even if it is just a contract until January. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, mate. Now, moving on to this. The other one, Radek Vidtek. We got another one. Now, the thing about him, he's good enough to start in Bundesliga, Austrian Bundesliga, not proper Bundesliga, in Germany. And he's only 21 years old. He's going to be 22 in, 3 months' time? So, there you go. So, who is this guy? Who is he? Well, he's at Man United, but he hasn't really played for them. We'll look at that in a minute. So when he was for the under-19s of Sigma Olomouc, he was playing for the under-19s as a 16-year-old. So obviously, a child prodigy, got snapped up by Man United. Was in their youth teams for 4 years, and then they loan him out to Acton Stanley. And then he goes on loan to the Austrian Bundesliga. Now, one thing of note for that, it's a decent league, the Austrian Bundesliga. I would imagine, the Championship is probably maybe a little bit better than the Austrian Bundesliga. Not by much, but I imagine it is. But the club that he signed for, Blau-Weiß Linz. Linz is a club is a town that's very close in Austria to Czechia. So, was this a bit of homesickness? He's been away from, moved out very young from Czechia as a 16-year-old. So, you imagine, does he want to go back there? He went back there for a year. I imagine there's no point going back to Czechia because the standard isn't probably good enough for what he wants to be. So the nearest closest decent leagues are even Austria or in Germany. Maybe Swiss as well, but I'm not sure about that. So yeah, that's interesting to know that he decided to go there on loan for a season. So if we look at this guy and what he's done, give me a second, I'm going to have to move it back. Right, there you go. So Radek Vidtek, 6'6". So this is what he's done, just in league football. 17 years old, he's playing for the under-21s of Manchester United. Starts 3 games and drawn 1, lost 2, doesn't keep a clean sheet. Faces 3 penalty kicks and he saves one of them, 33.3%. Season after that, as an 18-year-old, plays in 16, so a lot more under 21 games. He's won 5, drawn 8, lost 3, 1 clean sheet, so not very good. Clean sheet percentage of 6.3%, but it's youth football. Faced 1 penalty kick and he saved it, 100% save rate. And then we have this one. So the season after, now this is the same season. He plays 1 game for the under-21s, and then later on, he goes out on loan to Acton Stanley in League 2. So he goes straight from Manchester United under-21s to League 2 Acton Stanley. They finish 17th in the league. He starts 18 games. He concedes 30 goals in 18 games. That's a goal against rate of 1.61. He has 89 shots on target against him, and he saves 59 of them, which is a save percentage of 66.3. Okay. Won 5, drawn 4, lost 9, clean sheet 4, clean sheet percentage of 22.2. Okay, doesn't face any penalties. But, that was 2 seasons ago. What did he do last season? Because, Bundesliga Austria, kind of similar to the Championship. They finished 6th in the league, but it's a 12-team league. I think not much to cry home about. As a 20-year-old mind, nevertheless, 20 years old. So I believe he's the same age as George Evans. There or thereabouts. Starts in 26 games. So he's progressed. The career's going up in an exponential trajectory here. Concedes 35 goals in 26 games. That's a goal against of per 90 minutes of 1.35. Shots on target against 111. He makes 80 saves. That is a save percentage of 72.1. Wow. Wow. Now they win 9, draw 3, lost 14. That's a lot of defeats. But he keeps 6 clean sheets. This is 23.1 clean sheet percentage. He faces 4 penalties and they are all scored. So step up, he's kind of lost it with the penalties on the step up, but he's shots on target against 72.1% save rate. Now, the numbers, on their own they look good, but what does that mean? What does it mean? Well, let's have a look. So this is the goalkeeper stats for the Austrian Bundesliga last season, because of course it is. And here we go. This is the save percentage. These are all the goalkeepers that played, and it's sorted by save percentage. So where is Radek Vitek? Well, Radek Vitek is here, and here we go. 72.1. He's the fifth. He's 5th on save percentage in the league for a team that finished, 6th in the league. So if we go by goals against, he's 10th. If we go by how many shots did he face, though, faced a lot of shots, 7. So he did face a lot of shots, 7th in the list. If we go by clean sheet percentage, that's not very good, but it's not mostly down to him. If we go by just down to him, I would say that's save percentage, and that's 5th in the league. Now, he's 20 years old. If you look at all the other players above him, 24, 31, 23, 28, 28, 22, 23, 24, 31. The only other guy that's close to him is a 21-year-old here. Adam Stezjal, who, by the way, is Czech as well. He's a Czechia as well. His save percentage is 63.9. This is the whole 72.1, 63.9. So for his age, he's absolutely excellent. He's good enough to start right here, right now, and play well, as a 20-year-old. So there you go. Why not? Man, good stuff. Good stuff. So moving on to the other guy, the Portugueser, João Virginia. Why not? Oh, it's probably pronounced something like Virginia. João Manuel Neves Virginia is a Portuguese professional goalkeeper of no team at the moment. Born in Faro in the Algarve. So this is from obviously his Wikipedia page. If we look on the right hand side, you can see started out at Benfica, moves to Arsenal, moves to Everton, goes out on loan to Reading, doesn't play much, loan to Sporting, again going back to his country, and then a loan to Cambora in the Eredivisie. And you can see he's worked his way all the way through the Portuguese youth levels. He's 25 at the moment. Yeah, he's 25. He's going to be 26 in October. You can see I haven't played that much for the Portuguese teams really, although I imagine they have 11, 12 games in a season, maybe more if they get to a tournament and do well. So he played in 9 games for the under-19s in a season and 9 games for the under-20s in a season. So I guess he probably was first choice for these two sides. If we go down and have a look, so last season, so this one isn't last season, he was at Everton last season. And he played once in the FA Cup and he played once in the League Cup. So he played 2 games for Everton. The season before that, he played for just Everton again. 23-24 was just Everton. He played 3 games in the FA Cup, no games in the League Cup. And then if we go for the season before that, that was the time he was loaned to the Eredivisie. So 3 seasons ago he would have been 22. So again, 22 years old, starting in the top division of the Netherlands. He starts 17 games in the league, 1 game in the cup over there. What do they call it? KNVD Cup or something like that. So there you go. That's Yale, Virginia. So let's have a look. What are we looking at here? So again, this is his career now. He's won tournaments. He won the under-21 league when he was with Arsenal. The season after that, he moves to Everton, and he wins the under-21 tournament with them as well. Although at Arsenal, he only played in 3 games, so I can't really say that he was a big part of that win. But for Everton, he played 12 times. They won 7, drawn 2, lost 3. He kept 9 clean sheets. So, I mean, you could say he certainly won that for Everton. He helped win that for Everton. He faced 1 penalty kick and it was missed against him. So after that success there as a 19-year-old, he goes out on loan to Reading in the Championship. First team football, men's football. In the Championship, that's his first taste of it. They finished 14th in the league in 2019-20 season. He actually starts 2 games in the Championship. Now he concedes 5 goals, so not too good. 2.5 goals per 90 minutes. So yeah, back to the old chalkboard with that one. He saves 5 from 10, so 50% save percentage. So there you go. Clearly, he got found out. Wasn't ready for that level yet. In the same season, he also plays for the under-21s for Everton. Plays 3 games, 1, drawn 2. The season after that, as a 20-year-old for the under-21s, Everton plays 6 times. 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat, 2 clean sheets. 33.3% clean sheet. And 20 in that same season for the Premier League, he plays in the Premier League. So, they give him a Premier League start. No, not a start. He comes off the bench. 48 minutes. So, that's in 1 game. So he must have come on at half time. Oh, I imagine. He must have, because he didn't start. So he must have come at half time. That's interesting. Was that like the final game of the season or something? Maybe there was an injury or something. Now, so in that Premier League game, would be interesting. Who was that against? It was this one against Burnley. They lost 2-1. He makes 3 saves, 3 of 3 saves. So how did it go in then? How did Burnley score without a shot on target? I guess maybe it was deflected in. So yeah, that's interesting. So in that Premier League against Burnley, they lose the game, but he makes 3 saves of 3. 100% save rate after coming on at half time. So there you go. So now they loan him back to Sporting. That Sporting a good team in the Portugal, one of the best. They're always competing. They finished 2nd in the league, but he only plays 1 game. So again, interesting. He goes out there on loan, doesn't play. Again, is this that he wants to go back to his own country, get a taste of that? Maybe trying to link up and go back there doesn't really work out for him. Starts 1 game, only plays 70. Oh, maybe he got injured. Plays 78 minutes in. So he didn't even play the full 90 minutes. Got took off, but he only made 1 save. Shot on target against 1, saves 1. Again, that's kind of weird. Was that maybe that was contractual that they had to play him in a game, and he starts 1 game, plays 78 minutes. They sub him off. Maybe, and he only has to face 1 shot. Maybe they're playing like a really shit team. Maybe. Season after that, So here we go. This is like probably the most games he's had. Goes on loan 22-23. Goes on loan to the Eredivisie. 22 years old. Cambuur. They finished 17th in what I think is an 18-team league. Or maybe a 20... No, it's not 20-team league. It's certainly not 20-team league. I think the Premier League is the only 20-team top division in Europe. Starts 17 games. Concedes 28 goals in 17 games. Goals against per 90 of 1.65. He faces shots on target against him of 103, and he saves 76 of them. So he has a save percentage of 75.7. So there's clearly, something about him. He's very good. He's not a rum-dum. Wins 2 games, draws 3, but loses 12. Yikes. So again, clean sheet percentage 23.3. Faces 3 penalty kicks and they all go in. Let's have a look at that one then. So these are his games out there. So he joins in August and he leaves in January, but at the end of January. So that's interesting. And you can see here, if we look at this game, at home on a Friday night to NEC, he has shots on target against him of 11. He makes 10 saves. And NEC score 1 goal. He's got a save percentage of 90.9. He's got a save percentage of 100, of 100, of 100. He's doing his part, but fucking hell, they lose him 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-0, 0-0 draw, 0-0 draw, and a 0-0 draw. So the only clean sheets he kept was in a 3-0 win against... They beat PSV in a 3-0 win. What the fuck? And he makes... So 5 shots on target against him. He makes 5 saves. And they beat PSV. Now, this wasn't last season, because PSV were absolutely insane last season. But man, that's insane. And then 0-0. And a 0-0. And another 0-0. It's like the team can't score goals. He can't do it all on his fucking own. Like, what are we doing here? But yeah, against Ajax, concedes 4 goals. Ajax cleaned them up. So there you go. That is João Virginia. And this is, again, so his save percentage for Cambuur. How good was he? In a team that couldn't fucking score and got relegated. He's the 5th best keeper in the league on save percentage as a 22-year-old. Again, you look at the 32, 26, 28, 33, 24, 27, 25, 30. Ivor Pandor, Croatian, 22. So he's the only one close to him. He's got a save percentage of 70.3, so 5% less. So João Virginia clearly got something about him. Faced 103 shots on target, makes 76 saves, 75.7, clean sheet percentage of 23.5. But again, playing in the team that's, I believe, got relegated and is kind of shit, to be honest. Because he only won 2 games, drawn 3, lost 12, kept 4 clean sheets. But he did what he did what he could. I mean, fucking hell. So yeah. If we then go, actually, so who was he with? He was with Cambuur. So he was only there for the start of the season. So after the season, so this guy here, he played the rest of the season. Robin Rutter. So he played 16 games. He has a save percentage of 65.7. He's 35 years old. Shots on target of 99, 64 saves. He kept a clean sheet rating of 18.8. So comparing the guy that they played basically the same amount of games, 17 and 16 for the same team. Can we sort it by that? Yeah. So you compare them, He was at the start of the season. He was at the end of the season. You know, goals against per 90 minutes, 2.31 for old Robin, and for Yao, 1.65. So clearly got something about him. He's certainly better than Robin Ruta, that's for sure. And he's better than most of the other goalkeepers in the Eredivisie in this season. So there you go. What's this? Yeah, that's the games. Moving on to this. This is his page from SofaScore.com, which I guess I'm gonna have to move over again. But again, so what did he do last season? Well, he was on the bench for Everton. So he's on the bench. He's on the bench for a Premier League team. So he's good enough to be on a substitute bench for a Premier League team. They don't put you on the bench if they don't think you could come in and do something. You know what I mean? Give me 1 second. So here we go. You can see what he's played in. So 24-25. So he has played last season, unlike Tim Krul. Again, he hasn't played that much. He's only played in 3 actual games. Once in the FA Cup, got him a rating of 7.1. But he did keep a clean sheet. And in the League Cup, got a rating of 6.4, conceded 1 goal. And in the Football League Trophy, so obviously Everton under 21s, they play in that. He's not under 21, but you're allowed to have an over. I think it's the same rules as Millwall's under 21s division, which is overage goalkeeper and 3 overage outfield players. I believe that's the case. He played in one of them, conceded 1 goal, got 6.9. So there you go. And the season before that, again, he played in even more games than Tim Krul, but he only played in 5 because I think he was on the bench for Everton mostly. The FA Cup played in 3, 2 clean sheets, 2 goals conceded. He actually played in one of the under 21 games, again as an overage player, and he played in the Football League Trophy, kept a clean sheet, and got a rating of 8. Well, of course, he's playing against under 21, so of course he did. So, there you go. Them's your 3. Which do we think? Now, personally, João Virginia kind of strikes me as more like the Jensen. He's more like Jensen, and if we do sign him on a permanent contract, then what does that mean for Jensen when he comes back? If he comes back, it's obviously going to be a fair old time before he comes back. He's got to get fit and then build his fitness up and all of that stuff. And, not only that, but I mean, an Achilles injury, if you're a goalkeeper, you need to spring, you need to bounce, you need to jump. If that don't heal properly, it could be GG, it could be goodbye. So, João Virginia, I mean, he's been on the bench for 2 seasons for a Premier League team. I imagine he's probably sick of that shit now and he wants to play. So again, just looking at the stats, not looking at any I haven't seen any footage of him. Obviously, there's not much footage of João. He hasn't played that much. If we go with him, he's probably more ready to go right now. I'd imagine he's ready to slot right in. If we go with Radic, is that going to be a loan signing, or are we going to sign him permanently? We'll have to pay a fee, but he probably kind of fits the mould because he's younger, and he has played in the Austrian Bundesliga. Probably a bit more of a risk. I would say he's not automatically the number 1. He'd probably have to compete with Kracom, so it's not going to be as easy as, okay, he comes in and he starts, because it's clearly he's better. I would say João Virginia is certainly better than Kracom. He's proven himself, to some extent. I think he's a bit shorter though, 191 centimeters. What was that, 6'3", something like that? The other guy's 6'6", and Tim Krul. That for me, that's a non-starter straight away. You haven't played in 2 seasons. I mean, I think you should, if you wanna keep going, I think you need to go and join a Premier League team as a squad goalkeeper, training goalkeeper. Like, yeah, not for me, Beaky, not for me. So yeah, there's the goalkeepers that we seem to be interested in signing, if it's to be believed. And like, I've just spent 40 minutes talking about him. Maybe it's a load of old fucking rubbish, and we're not even looking at any of them. So there you go. One thing to note as well, like a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, what does this mean for George Evans?" I mean, that Radek Vitek is the same age as George Evans, and he's played a lot more games in the Bundesliga. He's clearly better than him. So George Evans has played in 4 games, conceded quite a few goals, hasn't made a couple of decent saves, but George Evans isn't a championship quality player. He went to the Sutton in the National League, and he did prove himself there. He's certainly a National League goalkeeper. So, if we do bring in this goalkeeper, maybe that gives the option that George Evans can go out on loan for a League 2 team and prove himself in that division, and play, some games. But a lot of people think, oh, George Evans isn't starting. Max Kracom is the number 1 at the moment. That's almost certain. That's clear to see. So yeah, we're going to finish by looking at this. Give me 1 sec. I've got to move it back. So the transfer done deals via the bbc.co.uk for today. Ipswich, they got a couple over the line today. From France, Cedric Kipri joined on loan, and Azor Matsoui has joined from Rennes. And Norwich got a whole load of money. They got 14 million smackaroonies from Porto for Borja Sainz. The deal went through today. And then going through the deal from... No deals on Saturday for some reason. I guess because there's a lot of people playing games on Saturday. The first game of pre-season. But on the 11th, we got... What have we got? So that guy that... I told you this the other day. Saborna Souza joined Crystal Palace from Ajax. He played against us. So joins on the Friday and plays on the Saturday. In terms of the Championship, you got Joe Rankin Costella leaving Blackburn and going to Charlton. And who else have we got? We got Watford signing Othmane Mama from Montpellier. So interesting that Watford and Ipswich signed 3 players from France. And then I think we covered these, so I'm not going to cover them. So yeah, there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.